tower. Every core of computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello everybody, welcome in. How you guys doing today? My draw, welcome dude. Happy Tuesday. You shouting out the old Instagram? Is that what's happening here? Welcome in, guys. Alright. Here we go. We are painting, continuing to paint little construction vehicles here. So what I need to do today is Spindle Shanks. Welcome in, Spindle Shanks. We're gonna take our warm yellow, which is actually what this color is. It was just airbrushed, and it was 1 or 2 coats in the airbrush, so it was a little light. But we're gonna take this and we're gonna start doing a little bit of like stippling where we can. Yeah, let's take a more ratty brush here. Surströmming fish over on the YouTube. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing? Is the Necromunda? What is the price in the Necromunda box? I haven't paid attention to the actual pricing. Starlight here. Just trying to get some of this like weird metallic overpaint covered, but also starting some highlights here. Quick watch. We're waiting for the train to turn. Okay, nice, nice. Well, I hope you're having a great week so far. I'm having a good week. I've had a very productive week so far. It's been nice. Gotten a lot of painting in. So I'm happy about that. I actually finished up a bunch of the Prospero terrain I've been working on painting. So a bunch of that is done. I finished that up last night. I really wanted to have it done before today for, I guess, somewhat arbitrary reasons, but I'm also wanting to put it on the board tomorrow for our stream. So that's the plan. 165, 16 minis, book, and some scatter. Yeah, that's a bit pricey. And you're not even getting the full terrain set out of that. Like, it's half the terrain set that's coming out. Which is really lame on its own. Venture Boss, Snickrot. Yeah, I saw him. He looks good. Looking really good. I love it. So, Spindle, are you collecting an orc army? Do you already have an orc army? Are you just getting the mini? You just had like Snickrot to paint? What's the plan? Because I imagine if you're just straight up collecting an orc army, like, you're probably feeling real good with 11th edition. It's been a good couple months for orcs. Yeah, 165 for that Necromunda box is a bit much. It's still cheaper than, getting into 40k proper, but 165 for 2 basically half gangs and then and the books. About 2,000 points of orcs so far. I'm collecting, converting off and on, close to 15 years. Oh, okay. So you're no newbie to this. Did you get the Armageddon box? And are you picking up cheap Snagga boys from the Kill Team box that everybody's trying to offload? Well, they announced that Kill Team box back during the preview. My first thought was, man, orc players are going to be so happy. They're going to get so many cheap orcs. Like, nobody wants the orcs out of that set that actually is buying that set. It's 100% a kit for people wanting Exodites. Okay, even out this yellow a little bit on that one. Let's get this one here. Been in the hobby for 30 years. Okay, yeah, man, you have a couple years on me then. Nice. I've never collected an orc army though, so. I have collected too many minis for too many different games, but orcs are one, and any of the games I've never really collected orcs. I have some Middle-earth orcs, but that's about it. I feel like if you play Middle-earth, you end up just collecting orcs through osmosis anyway. The Necromunda box, the way they're doing the kind of newer rules, it seems like you're meant to play with smaller forces. But I don't know. I don't see a lot of like 2 people buying and splitting that box. I don't see that happening a whole lot. Partially because if you're gonna play, I think most people want to play just the game, right? And that means that you're buying another gang box anyway, which they have those new like starter boxes for the gangs that are probably gonna be, you know, I don't know how much they are. We should have prices, right? How much are just the individual gang boxes? Hey, Metal Razor, what's going on, man? How you doing? Cover up some of these mistakes. We don't want it to be perfect, because this thing's supposed to be dingy looking, and I feel like the mistakes on here lend itself to these little minis. $54 for the gang boxes. How much were they before? Do you get more minis in those now? They seem like they had more stuff in them from what they announced. Battlesuit. Dude, I saw those. Yeah, I saw those this morning. They look insane. Are those Riptides? What are the base for those? No, those are just... Wait, no. Yeah, what are those? Used to be good value for the terrain, but they were... Yeah, they seem like they're kind of remove the terrain from like all the different various starter sets. That used to be the thing. I was actually talking to Wicked Minis on Sunday night about this, where he was talking about he would buy these kill team boxes and all these starter sets because they had awesome terrain in them, and if no other reason, like you got this cool terrain in these sets, and GW has like removed the terrain from all these sets, so it's like, what are you supposed to do at this point? Oh, those are broadsides. Okay. I love it, dude. It gives me that mini gives me like Zoids vibes. Which, I've never been into like big mech stuff or like TV shows or movies or whatever, but I did watch Zoids as a kid. And I remember you just get the dinosaur, the animal, and you just strap a bunch of rockets to it and everything, or like artillery or whatever, and that's what it would be. It's great. My story here, I got Snickrod. Went to buy him, but got to the hobby shop, all sold out, went back to the car. On the ground behind me, there was parked there on the floor, still in the bag, was a boss Snickrod. I almost fainted in happiness and surprise. A nearby policeman came over to see if I was okay because he thought I was injured with the noise I made. That's wild. Did you like take it back in the store or something, or did you just grab it and go? You're just like, someone obviously did not care enough, so I'll care for it. How did that work out? I'm gonna take some of this pale yellow. Mix it in. That is a destined snick rot. Yeah. Maybe a little too much of that bright yellow. Well, Meta Razor, the broadsides look awesome. They look really cool. Cultured, what's going on, man? How you doing? Let's paint off. Way too much. Is this Zone Mortalis terrain? I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Snatch and drive away very quickly, but not too quickly. As the police. You're fine. Jeez. Fair. Just taking this brighter color. I'm going to work it along some of these edges here. Metal Razor. I'm gonna send you a message on Discord this afternoon. We gotta talk about something, but we got yeah, been far too long. So I don't know. Be on the lookout for that. I keep meaning to, and I keep it just keeps leaving my mind because I feel like I'm always sending people messages. I'm just doing some really rough, kind of highlight work over this mini. Nothing too crazy. So I was on a bit of I get in these moods where I look for STLs and I'm like, man, I want to find some STLs on this theme, and so I'll just be stuck. I can look for STLs for hours, just browsing and searching different stuff and trying to find exact things and all that. I don't know. Anybody here with a 3D printer probably understands, but I was looking for Zone Mortalis scatter terrain. And I was actually hobbing with my son. He was assembling some of his Mandalorians. I was looking up stuff. and he actually got me kind of on the topic and got me a really good search term to find some Zone Mortalis themed scatter terrain. And I started looking, and I found a jackpot of terrain, a serious jackpot. So I was on a download spree of just free STLs from this creator that just makes the coolest little scatter terrain. And he actually makes stuff that's compatible with GW plastics that I have. So if I wanted just to have additional pieces on specific sets, he doesn't copy the pieces that GW makes, but he makes additional pieces that supplement the sets, which is really cool. Trim's pulling up. I was stayed, but going through a lot of tunnels over hills. Internet gets cut out. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and you're catching a train too. It's not like you can just get in your car whenever. Hey man, no judgment. It's all right. No judgment. Slight jealousy. But side to paint the banner black or red. Oh yeah, that's a good question. That's the new banner mini that came in the Armageddon box. Okay, so a little bit of like stippling there. Frankie Fingers, welcome in. How you guys doing today? Happy Tuesday. Oh, we can do. Here's what we'll do. We'll rinse this one out. I think black banner with a red accent is a little more menacing. If that's something you want to go for, you're gonna go like classic orcs, probably more reds, right? Or yeah, more red banner. Okay, more of this bright pale yellow. Let's see if I can't do this. We're just painting these little guys today. Preparing for the heat. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Green's delayed. Is there cows on the line? Oh no. The yellow's giving you Wally vibes? Good. Good. I am okay with Wally vibes from these because they are pretty adorable. Gonna hit this with just a little bit of a highlight. It's a little too much. Not using like the best brush for this. We're just trying to add a bit of interest here. See if you can 3D print STL of Wally and include him in the set. I will. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Wally's a great movie. I'm sure there's someone out there that makes like Grimdark Wally or whatever. Okay. A little bit of the highlight on the yellow there. These little placards, like with their I don't know, designation, model number, whatever, I want to make those bronze or copper and add verdigris. I think that'd be interesting. Very weathered B&L logo. Yeah, I'd have to see like what the files have. Like the little short they called Bernie. I don't know if I remember that one specifically. Yeah, it's BG9K easy there. Yeah, Mechanicus would not be too happy with Wally, honestly. It'd probably be pretty happy with the state of Earth also. So... What's going on, Utini? How you doing? Not far enough. Yeah. Someone made an Orc Dreadnought Wally? That's appropriate, yeah. Blood Drunk Bruce, welcome in. How you doing? Got ourselves a real-life vampire in here. How you doing, Bruce? It would just scream. Yeah, just scream in horror at the state of its being, right? Just moments of prescience. Inch building, Wolf Scouts. Okay. Green Hunter Pack Leader is a proxy for a Scout Pack Leader. Nice, nice. More Space Wolves around. Always with the Space Wolves. Cool. Vehicles look crisp. Thank you, thank you. They're just we're just doing little construction vehicles. This is an older GW terrain set. They have all these little like cranes and everything. And so I'm just painting them up to be some cool looking terrain. Hopefully to use with some Zone Mortalis games of Horus Heresy. Which Zone Mortalis is my next like project to paint. So hopefully we can get some Zone Mortalis games soon on the channel. Ton of great piece of plastic. Yeah, RGB. Yeah. That's what happens. You get those moments, like, you know, the first minis you paint, you're like, what? Like, what did I just do? You know, and like, you know, a couple weeks ago, these were just on like gray pieces on a sprue or whatever. And I remember having that response when the first time I successfully 3D printed a miniature. And I got a resin printer. And I go to print, and it was just, you know, it's like, oh, this was from, you know, like a pool of liquid and a machine, and it shined light on it, and now I have like a miniature, and that's what it is. Oh, 1 second, guys, hold on. Okay, okay. Just got a message about my son's soccer season. And yeah, so his soccer season is part of a league now. So it's an actual league, and he's going to be going to a couple different towns he might be traveling out to. It's all by our own creations. Like when men first made fire, yeah. Tuvon, you're someone I was waiting to show up. I wanted to show you this because we were talking about terrain and painting terrain, and something I'm gonna do. Get out what we got here. Let's do the dark warm gray that we'll get out. We'll put some of these back. I grabbed some of the terrain that I painted. So we were talking the other night about how I painted it was like 4 sets worth of terrain I painted in a weekend. And I followed a guide from Gorilla Miniature Gaming where he was talking about, I think it's called how I painted an entire table of 40k terrain in a morning or something is what the video is called. I used his guide and I started painting terrain this way, and I just got in the mood and just painted all this terrain. And I did different things with all the terrain, but a lot of it I painted specifically just using his techniques. And so Tuvan was asking about it, and I told him I would have some terrain ready on Tuesday when I was on the stream. So I do have a couple pieces of terrain I can show you guys. And, I'm just going to show off 3 pieces of terrain, but I will tell you that I painted, it was probably $500 to $700 worth of terrain if you were to buy all the sets new today. And it was a weekend of painting. So, first of all, one I did not use the technique on, the Kill Team Octarius. This was my orc terrain. And this took the longest. This one took the longest, but essentially, I spray painted it lead belcher with the spray paint. I used some contrast paint. I think this was Agoros Dunes on some of the panels. I ended up with that. It's the rust effect that they have. Typhus corrosion maybe around. Some yellow, and one of the things about this yellow paint, and you can see it really well on top here where you see the silver under it, that lead belcher paint is hydrophobic when it dries out. It's very it doesn't let paint stick to it, so the paint will bead up, right? I put 1 coat of this yellow on all this stuff and it beat it up, and it just looks like the paint is coming off of it. So I kind of leaned into it. And then what I did was I actually sprayed this whole thing with an oil wash, a thicker oil wash. And it just kind of coated everything. And I just kind of let it go. So I had this whole Kill Team Octarius set of terrain. I maybe put a dry brush over it, I think. Pretty quick. Little details, contrast red and then a white on there. And again, just oil wash, and then some I airbrushed some lighting on here. I should have done some white first, but I just did some simple lighting on there. Other set of terrain I had was the Kill Team, I want to say it was Morok, which was that Fronteris terrain. So this is a piece of the Fronteris terrain I painted. Okay. So I painted that Kill Team Octarius. I painted this whole set of terrain. I've never used Dirty Down Rust, no. I think I need to grab some next time I'm at my game store, though. This terrain, and if you look at the bottom angle, you guys see the brown underneath there? There's this kind of ruddy brown. All right, what I did was I spray painted this whole thing with that ruddy brown color. Just a rattle can spray paint, cheap like Rust-Oleum. Okay, and you can see that. And then I went down at a 45 with 45 degree angle with this green color I had. It's this forest green color. And I did kind of a zenithal with that green. And it was 90% done at that point. Then I just took, it was an ivory color, a cheap craft paint ivory. I don't apple barrel or whatever it was that you buy at Walmart or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. I dry brushed the whole thing with that, just a light dry brush. And if you look closely, you can see it's an ivory dry brush, right? But it just picks out those details on there. Then I went through, I think the copper took the longest. I did copper on some of these details. I did contrast over like some of the things, but all these little details that I did the whole set. All right, that was the same weekend I painted the orc stuff. So, and it's just painted. It's done. That was it. So, same weekend, little gauges and everything, just little stuff. There's like the satellite dish, there's the big like landing pad, there's the building, all the fencing and everything. That was all done. The same weekend I did the orc stuff. The other thing I did, the other big set I painted, this is an old piece here, but this is the old Imperial Bastion. And if you look up from the bottom, you can see that same brown tone underneath. And then I had this really nice like army green color. And I did that with the zenithal. I painted that with the zenithal. The same dry brush, the same ivory color. Okay, and then I picked out some details. So the heavy bolters on here, I picked those out, you know, like the skulls on the door. It was two of these bastions. I think probably 2 to 3 feet of barricade walls that they look like this part right here, these barricade walls, several feet of those. And then I have multiple, they're like the Icarus las cannons, the quad auto cannons. There's like a communications array, all the little bases those go on. It was a large box that came out maybe 15 years ago of this terrain, the like Imperial Bastion, but it was like, it had all this stuff in it. All of that stuff. I painted all of that in the same weekend I painted the other 2 sets. So it was those 3 big sets of terrain I painted. I zoomed through it. Like I said, I did, you know, and there's things like, you know, in here, there's little details and cables that aren't painted. Like, you know, oh no, the little conduits, you know, it's the same color as everything else. But honestly, that's the first time I've noticed those in like the 3 years since I've painted this terrain. That's all. I've also had this terrain for over 15 years. And it's sat assembled for 15 years, probably 12 years or so, until I finally just got around to painting it. Really cool set though. I like this terrain. So those 3 big sets I painted in the same weekend, and they were just kind of done. I painted them, they were done, that was it. I'm gonna get black here. And the basis for what I did was the guide from Guerrilla Miniature Gaming, so from GMG. I saw that video and it just inspired me, and I just decided to paint terrain one weekend, and then just did it. So it's possible. Painting terrain is probably just about everyone's least favorite thing to do, but it is doable, and it's not difficult, and it's not even as time consuming as it might seem. Not saying you're going to get a ton of stuff done in a weekend, but like a board worth of like 40k official terrain or something, that's a weekend. If you have a good anti-social weekend, you get that stuff done. I almost want to buy, I would want to buy that terrain if I could, just to see how quick I could paint it, and like what kind of things we could learn from painting it. Painting terrain is big but important step in a hobby journey. It is. It definitely, it's a difficult one to get into. Especially the GW terrain is also really intimidating, just because it's every piece of terrain is just so full of like nonsense details. They don't make flat panels anymore. Yeah, I have a whole big chunk of terrain that I own that is actually, it's not mine. I don't even own it. I have it in my possession. It's actually Metal Razor's terrain. He has let me hold on to it for years at this point, but it's technically, it's gorgeous terrain too. You guys have seen it. I think I've used it in battles on stream. You guys have probably seen it on stream, some of the terrain. Yeah. So Metal Razor, I found a creator that makes STLs, like 3D print pieces, and makes pieces compatible with the Mechanicus, the like Sector Mechanicus terrain. And I want to print all of it and just like add all kinds of crazy stuff to everything. That sounds so cool. What about the pre-painted terrain coming out? I think it's great. Yeah. I think it looks fine. It looks better than probably 90% of the boards being played on for Warhammer 40k. And anytime I'm painting terrain or we talk about painting terrain, I hear the same thing from people where it's like, I have a bunch of terrain, I just hate painting terrain. And GW knows it. They know it, and they're capitalizing on it. I think it's fine. I really hope, my big hope with that pre-painted terrain, it's going to be expensive, all right, which is fine. Nobody cares. Like, people are going to buy it. People care, but the people that care are not people that GW is targeting. I hope that, every year they do like the new kind of like missions and stuff. They kind of revamp 40k missions and everything for like the competitive scene. I hope they do a terrain set for each of those. And I hope they lean into not just doing ruins. I hope they start doing like other stuff. Like give me some crazy jungle terrain and things like that. I would love that. Pre-painted jungle terrain. Sounds awesome. And especially since they're offering the unpainted versions too, I think it's nice. Don't have as much time as you'd like. Yeah, yep. That happens to most people. How much it would cost to build an okayish dense 4x4 board for Necromunda? Yeah, $2,200. Yeah. 400 to 500. There's no way to start Necromunda. Yeah, 3D printers are a way to go for Necromunda. Any kind of Zone Mortalis terrain. Zone Mortalis terrain from GW is so it's prohibitively expensive. 100% agree with you on that. It's horrible. So yeah. 3D printing is the way to go. I have a full set of Zone Mortalis terrain 3D printed, like all the walls and doors. It was about $20 worth of filament. Another 20. You're stuck at the station for another 20 minutes? Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry, dude. That's annoying. But tournament runners, it sounds expensive, unless they get free stuff from GW. Yeah, I think, no, oh man, the tournament runners for 40k are the whales, though. They're the ones that will buy that stuff. Reluctantly, but they'll buy it. I could see a change in layout. I don't know if they would change, like, the footprint pieces. It seems financially, like, sound to replace the footprints, like just make completely new footprints. But I think what they'll do is they'll kind of juggle the footprint layouts, which I think is what they did in 10th, and then hopefully like a new setting and new cool terrain to go with the footprints. So if you have the Armageddon pieces, you can still use the Armageddon pieces, but the new cool theme is the jungles of Catachin or whatever. I would love that. Is GW going to be that creative? Who knows? Rain from Kill Team this weekend to burn some PLA. Oh, okay. That's the resin though, right, Nutini? Resin printing is more expensive on scale than filament printing, and I'm very fortunate that I have Zendril to print me terrain. He prints me filament stuff. Okay, I think that's it for cabling. I could do those as cabling, but I think I'm going to keep them like metal tubes. That makes more sense to me. No printers here, no way to buy or set them up. Government is hard on anything sent through the mail. This is the war they tax everything. Dang. Wait, Peter, aren't you in are you in Poland? No. Where are you, Peter? I'm sorry, I can't remember. You're in like it was like Latvia, is like Baltics. I sent something in the mail to a gentleman from Poland, and so it was a giveaway mini that he won, and I sent it to him. It was a nightmare. You're in Poland, okay? Was it you that I sent stuff to? That we had this horrible like 4-month back and forth with your post office, just trying to get them to like give you the mini. That was crazy. It was crazy. I have heard anyway, like outside of that one experience of mine, I have heard the Polish like mail service is atrocious. Who is it? Hey, you want to assemble some minis? Okay. How about you move that terrain? Just move that stuff over there, and you should be good. Did FDM also printing board game storage? Yeah, for Quack's board game. Do some resin. Just figure out how venting solution. Yeah. The resin is like you really gotta worry about the toxicity of that. Alright, Painting Sun's in the house. He's gonna assemble some Mandalorians today.
I only have 6 more to do. I'm gonna cut out 3 of them.
Yeah, only 6 more. That's crazy.
I moved your water to this area.
Sure, that's fine. If it was me, it's normal. Your post's the reason why we have 3 private postal services. Yeah. That's rough. Yeah. Yeah, at that point, Peter, you're looking at like making your terrain, right? If you'll play Necromunda, insulation foam or wood or anything, right, will be better than paying the $3,000 US, $2,200 US or whatever for a board worth of terrain. Just that one. Okay, just that side on that one. Okay, do that. We'll get some bronze out. I have a couple of details I want to put in bronze. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of STLs to print extra bits of terrain to go with the Zone Mortalis board. I'm really excited for. I'm going to overdo it on the bronze, but we're going to get some good stuff here. Best tradition of U.S. Postal Service are alive here. Necro terrain stuff. The cost thing goes in hand. It being a side game, yeah. It's a side game, so it's more expensive, yeah. quit, you just burn your monthly salary. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you try to get a group going and then people quit. And when I was a teenager, I was just, very young adult. I had a lot of friends. We had like a 40K group going. And twice a year, we would play a big apocalypse game, but we would use that apocalypse game as an excuse to like make terrain for our like quote unquote club, because we would meet weekly for games, but everybody hated having terrain, so we just used whatever like scraps we had around. And yeah, what's up Blue? So we would make it a point, like, hey, twice a year we're doing a big apocalypse game, so let's, everybody pitch in $20 and we'll buy a big terrain set, or we'll go and we'll try to stretch it and like buy a bunch of stuff, and we'll spend time like, putting it together, maybe painting it. You always had delusions of grandeur that we're going to paint the terrain, and we never did. But we would try to do that, and then we would have terrain for the club afterwards. And I know $20 in the US in 2009 is a lot different than $20 in, some other countries in 2026, right? But I think what I'm trying to say is, if you had a dedicated group, maybe it'd be a little easier to get like everybody to pitch in a little bit to get some terrain, right? And that might be better than one person just buying all this stuff. 40K OSHA violation on tracks. Yeah, they're going well. Yeah, I'm liking them. These are fun minis. Painting some. Would you like me to clip those, or clean those pieces up?
Sure.
Okay. How about when you're done clipping them out, I'll clean them up. And if you want to come back a little later and glue them and hang out on stream and glue them, then that's cool too. Okay. Okay. Choo-choo. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, no. These are Mechanicum, Adeptus Mechanicus standard equipment. No orcs here. They are very yellow and very scrappy looking. Hobby's not doing great in your neck of the woods. Yeah. Scrap Metal, how you doing? Good to see you. Bad moons? They are kind of like bad moons, aren't they? I have lots of little like computer screens on this one. Little control things on here that we'll get. These like hydraulic containers, we can paint these. We have some dark bronze we're using right now. These are fun. The big crate. Yeah. They are, they're adorable little things, aren't they? Yeah. A torch tractor? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it makes sense. Metal Razor, what games you playing lately? Are you playing 40K or anything, or just collecting and chilling? Hey, Marky Mayhem, what's up? I read your comment. I saw your comment. How you doing? Got the painting son next to me. He's flipping pieces out and dropping them on the carpet, but it's all good. I do it all the time too, so I feel your pain, dude. These are, yes, they are 40K and Necromunda, so I'm gonna actually use them for neither. My plan is to use these for 30K Zone Mortalis, but we'll see. You thought it was an orc commission? Shame on you, Razor. Loaders and tractors like that here. In mass use till 1991. Man, with the skulls and everything on them. Soviet Union doesn't mess around, does it? With skulls. Currently battling a hangover. Oh, that's too bad. It's Tuesday, man. What are you doing? If you ain't dropping pieces, you ain't building. Yep, that's right. Hear that, painting son?
What happened?
So if you're not dropping pieces, you're not building.
What?
You gotta drop. It's part of the hobby. Dropping pieces while you're assembling them.
Oh.
Just how it goes. Playing Fossil Leviathan. Okay. Hold on. What is that game? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that game is. It sounds so vaguely familiar, Metal Razor, but I'm not making any connections. I thought I knew games, but I don't. Gene with the symbol. Yeah. One of the main reasons this is not going to be orcified is because I would like to use it for Zone Mortalis in 30k. And orcs were all but extinct at that point, so... Those chumps out of here. Leviathan, some old school stuff. Okay. Ship combat game from the 80s. Oh, okay. So you guys know more than I do then. Dang. Apparently a couple admirers in here. Alright, Spindle Shakes. Have a good one. Good to see you, man. Thanks for chatting. What's up, painting son?
The pose for this guy is like jumping off to start blasting off.
Oh, cool. Alright.
But like he doesn't have to.
Also just his foot on the base. Okay. Cool. So no worrying about any like crazy extra pieces.
Yeah.
That's first spaceship game. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Leviathan is a Kickstarter from the guys who made BattleTech. Oh, okay. It's their take on some Space Armada fleet battle. All right. Gotcha. Okay, I think that's good for the bronze on these minis. Yeah. I like this. This one's cooler. I like the look of yours on it. Battlefleet Gothic stuff you need to paint one day? That'd be cool. I do not own any Battlefleet Gothic stuff. That's one game I never played. Order Pro Curl showed up. Looks like it was used as the ball for Blood Bowl. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully things are intact. Doesn't sound too promising though. Okay, that company made BattleTech originally. Interesting. I learned something today. Just a little, this is a strong tone wash on here. Just to add a little bit of interest to this color before we start adding some verdigris or anything onto it.
It's all cooked out.
So you're zooming through those, dude. Nice.
I think I am going to have your stars.
Okay, that's cool. Well, maybe in a few minutes I'll get this cleaned up, so if you come back down later and you want to glue them together, you can, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So close to done.
You are. Yeah, that's insane. So close to the painting step because...
Been a couple, like 2 months or something like that.
It's only been about a month, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A little more than a month. You got that at the end of June, that set. That's not bad.
It was like the 27th or something.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Alright, love you, bud.
Okay.
Was thinking Centurion Interceptor. Leviathan is cool, steampunky sea air battle. Okay. Are there multiple games called Leviathan? Oh no, one of the boxes messed up. That's too bad. That's crummy. Very crummy. I used to work in like shipping and stuff. I worked for a big parcel company, and one thing I learned was that you can treat cardboard boxes pretty terribly and they will hold their shape just fine. They are designed to withstand like a lot of punishment, and it's you know, you're just working normally. It's pretty hard to destroy a cardboard box full of stuff. I also learned that people treat things worse than horribly and sometimes deliberately, and still manage to break and destroy things. Yeah. There's also like what could also happen is, you know, like the box gets caught in a conveyor or something like that, like little random things like that. That's kind of maybe out of someone's control. FedEx does work extra hard to destroy things. No, that's like a signature FedEx move. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And they'll still arrive. It'll arrive late, you know, and boxes completely crushed. 6 marine ships, a bunch of orcs, and chaos fleets. I only have a single Mechanicus ship, a cruiser to be precise. Guess what it is though. Yeah. The Battlefleet Gothic 2 PC game that came out, I love the look of the Dark Eldar ships in that game. But I played the first one and enjoyed it to an extent. My issue with that game was it was too much to micro in the game, and I'm an old man, and I can't be microing like that on RTS games. Yeah, there are a ton of there might be fewer now than there used to be, Blue, but yeah, there are a lot of BFG minis on Colts. That's kind of a big thing. It was also like that with Epic 40K stuff, where you could just find everything Epic 40K related. Once Legion Imperialis came out, they kind of cracked down on, and just the past few years they've cracked down on STL creators anyway. So it's generally harder to find things on Colts than ever before. Make a PC Gothic, or they incorporate. There is a PC Battlefleet Gothic. Yeah. Scrap metal. Yeah, it's Battlefleet Gothic Armada, and they have a second one. The second one is a more complete game. Took me some time, but when you have free time, look at the DT20 tracked tractor, or DT20 crawler tractor. All right, hold on. I'll look it up real quick. Oh yeah. That's a bit familiar. From the 1930s, dang. Yeah, I can see the vibes. Yeah. Oh, you know another. Okay. That's fair. From what I understand, 40K Total War. Okay, guys, I am very familiar with Total War games. All right, let me just put that up there. I follow like all the news for Total War games. It's my favorite like genre of game. I've been playing Total War games since Shogun 1 back in the year 2000. So like I have some experience with this. What they have said with Total War 40K is that they do not have plans to have space battles at launch. Let's try to shake this up, this nihilic oxide here. See if we can't get a little bit out of here. So no plans for space battles at launch, but there is a good chance, I think, that space battles will show up in some capacity. Okay, maybe that's good enough. I remember when Total War Warhammer came out, they basically said from the start, no ship battles. Like, ship battles aren't a thing. It's not going to be a thing. We can't do ship battles. And like that kind of was it. This one seems a little more open-ended with their response. You know, I'm going to grab, maybe a sponge will help me here. A little sponge. So I think that's deliberate. Put this all over like this. Let's see if this sponge helps me here.
First of all,
I do think a dry brush of bronze would probably be your best bet there. Hey Marky, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Zone Mortalis. Are you asking about like this terrain here? I do plan on using this stuff in Zone Mortalis games. Or do you think they'll do Zone Mortalis games in Total War? I think by space battles, I think I mean like ship battles specifically. So like getting the big, big battle cruisers and stuff. And I also think the fact that there's no Battlefleet Gothic Armada 3, I think might point to that fact that maybe that developer doesn't have the rights to it anymore, and GW moved that over to Creative Assembly for Total War. Be easier to implement than ship for ship. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that though. I mean, there's a chance they could do boarding actions. And yeah, Zone Mortalis would definitely be easier than actual ship combat, but just because it's easy doesn't mean that's what they're going to necessarily do. Hey, T-Slayer, what's up? Yeah, a little dry brush over this afterwards, so it'll end up looking really good. Creative Assembly's done an amazing job with Warhammer, even though they don't have ship battles specifically. One of the big rumors for that was that there was a separate license needed, and it was like for like Man of War or whatever, and there was a Man of War game already coming out, and it caused some like legal issues because they do have development like of files and like actual code that's like in the game that specifically calls out like ship combat stuff. So I think it was planned, it just they weren't able to do it for one reason or another. And I don't think it's a lack of money or wanting to do it, because Warhammer Total War has been like a golden goose for Creative Assembly. It's definitely made them a ton of money. So I don't think they wouldn't be able to get the funds for it. And 40K even more so. Like, they're going to make so much money on that game. Like, I think you're looking at like 15 plus years of development for Total War 40K. If you guys aren't familiar with how Creative Assembly will support this game, you're going to be in for a treat, because any faction you can imagine is going to be in the game. Named characters will be in the game. Like, even obscure ones will probably make their way into the game. Like, there's so many obscure characters in Total War Warhammer that no one would have ever guessed. There's obscure factions that no one would have guessed. Not to go, yeah. Should we do Total War Boot Camp? Should the Painting Dad do a Total War Boot Camp here? If you want, so my advice, if you don't own a Total War game, or you want something really simple to kind of like familiarize yourself with the controls of Total War, because they are kind of a very unique like UI and control set because of like what you're doing. My advice would be to grab a game that is not a Total War game, but it's very close. It's called Total Tavern, and it released a few months ago. It's a little indie game. But that game, it's a little like roguelite, like Slay the Spire roguelite type game. That game is basically, it's a roguelite that you have very simple Total War battles. And you can learn the basic controls, like how the camera moves, and like how to select and move units, how to change their formation, or like the unit width and everything. Like there's a lot of like little things in that game that are basically just mirroring Total War. Why would I want something simple? I play Kill Team. Oh, okay. Is Kill Team not simple? Yeah, if you want to just dive in though, Total War Warhammer is incredible, and it has a big DLC that's coming up, big update. That's what's adding new lords for undead, like Nagash is coming, which is the big thing. Boris Todbringer for the Empire. There's not Tamarcon, it's the Glotkin. That's who it is, Glotkin. It's big Nurgle demon bros. And who else? Oh, Gracier Thanquol, like the rat himself. Kill Team is simpler than Necromunda. Okay. I don't think that's saying much though, right? Faction specific rules, lots of moving parts, yeah. You can idiot yourself live on TBD's stream. Nah, man, no. You'll be good, dude. The games are very complex, yeah. And I do this too. I'll end up doing this with 40K. Is whenever a new Total War comes out, I'll play it. You know, I own, I think, every Total War game, and inevitably there are differences in each game, and so it ends up being a thing where, like, you know, I've been playing Total War for 20 years. I know how to play these games, and then I jump in and I like lose my campaign like really quick and like can't manage things and just like struggle with it. Introduce new factions. Wonder if they might see 40. Yeah, definitely. I think everything, like the crazy complexity, the like willingness to try new stuff and to experiment with game mechanics, it's gonna be like tenfold with 40K. Like that game's gonna be so much bigger than Total War Warhammer. Oh yeah, Necromunda's got the old school rules. No pre-measuring. Love it. Declare your target if you're out of range. Too bad. You still haven't built your Warhammer mini? Did you get your first mini or what? New edition will still keep all that. It seemed like people had some pretty positive vibes from the article that came out yesterday. And it also seems like, you know, they talk about like removing some of the complexities of the game. It doesn't seem like it's the actual gameplay. It seems like it's the weird like all these units have a bespoke rule, and instead of having 15 rules all with slightly different wording, we just combine that into a single rule that those units share. Kind of stuff. That's the vibe I got, at least. Okay, we're going to give all that a few minutes to dry. It's all that verdigris on there. And while we do that, I'm going to help out the painting sun a bit here. Bring a bunch of Grey Knights. I do vaguely remember that. Vaguely remember. Okay, you still haven't put those together. Get on it, man. Get on it. Yeah, X-Wing. X-Wing had some... X-Wing was a great game. Okay, what I'm going to do, we're going to take a quick detour here, guys. Hope you're okay with that. So, Painting Sun and I have a system. Okay? He clips minis off a sprue, and he's doing 3 minis at a time. And then I trim the minis for him. And then he glues them. He does have a file he can use to file down the little nubs, but it takes forever, and I understand. So I told him I'd help him assemble these, and this is the system that's worked well for us. Yeah, we got our system. And he has, after these Mandos, he has 3 more Mandalorian warriors to assemble, and then he just has, it's Din Djarin and Grogu to assemble. And he's got this full set assembled, and he just has to paint them. So we're just going to do this real quick for him, if you guys are cool with that. I don't quite trust my 9-year-old to use a hobby knife yet. So it's either he uses the file or I trim the minis. But otherwise, like, he is this kid is on it. He's doing well. I think he's looking forward to painting these minis more than assembling. But he did say he's had a lot of fun assembling them. So and he's wanting to play games. I told him once he gets these assembled, we can start playing some games with him. And I can start teaching him how to play Star Wars Legion. And so we're going to do that. And then maybe one day we'll play on stream. We'll do a Star Wars Legion game day on stream with the Painting Sun and I. File scraper to clean his models. Oh yeah, the little scraper tool. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that scraper tool. It's basically the back of a hobby knife. It's a great idea from GW. So he has a good set of clippers that he can clip really close to the pieces. He doesn't, though, when he sends them to me, because it's easier for me to see the pieces since I'm not cutting them out. So I can see the nubs easier and can trim them quicker. Wait to undo human leakage, yeah. Oof. So I'm going to do a little bit of dry brushing on those construction pieces. And on that bronze and copper. And then we do some rusty stuff on them, a little bit of rust. I need to do the computer panels and the lights. Yeah, like weathering pigment things, right? And that's about it. To paint a computer screen, what's your guys' go-to method for painting like 40K computer screens? I could just paint it silver and put some contrast on it, but getting a new technique. What's like the undercoat I should be putting on the screens? What do you guys think? You've never painted one before? I feel like that's a lie. Little display screens. Mold line removers go. Yeah, mold line remover is great. Okay, to build. You do the silver and contrast, okay. Well, maybe we just do that then. I don't know. Would you count that? Is it the same like paint method as silver or white plus contrast? Yeah. Some glow and then little wiggly lines and mood green. Okay, so you don't do contrast, you just do full acrylic paints. Black screen, dark medium, neon green. Maybe for funsies we try not doing the contrast method and we try the other way. Get this last Mando shaved up here. No cape. So tomorrow we're streaming. I gotta post lists. Zen's gotta send me his updated list. But we're streaming a tabletop game. I got a couple updates from the last time we streamed. One being one update being I have a bunch of terrain painted, so there's going to be some new Prospero terrain on the board. So we got some new terrain down. The other, maybe just do like super dense terrain, I don't know. The other thing is I have tokens painted, so you guys should be able to see the tokens. And they should be readable, whether you know what they do or not. They should definitely be readable on camera, not just the gray tokens. And now what else is new? Oh, I have a new tripod for the action cam. So hopefully the new tripod is a little more reasonable, not just like the giant octopus legs or whatever that the other one was. So hopefully it's a little more in reason. But we'll see. Okay. All right, that Mando's built, or not built, trimmed. Let's get these plastic shavings here. So I'm just doing base coats on the Votan for the 8th and then coming back. That's a good idea, Blue. I think that's a really good idea. I think that's the best way to help your motivation too. All right. So let's just get some normal bronze down. Sponge silver and gray paint, then contrast black over it. Let's make black face mask with some reflectivity. Okay, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. Okay. Some regular bronze here. Bronze on there, I think it is. Cool. Alright. Put that back up a little bit. This one has more bronze, I believe. Your taste for large flat panels on vehicles. my best one is maybe the most inaccessible, but an airbrush is like completely game changing. Even just a cheap, like as cheap as you can get airbrush, makes those flat panels like non-existent, basically, like with as a problem. Otherwise, many coats of thin paint are going to be your friend. Key the arms. Oh yeah. Yep. You know, something they did for the newest tactical marines that came out for Heresy. They've always like keyed the arms in those tactical marines, but what they did on these ones, it's so good. Before, all the torsos have the same shoulder connection shape. They're all just flat parallel with each other, so you could swap the arms out, but you had to cut off the like peg piece off the shoulder, and then you kind of had to like, you know, figure out where they fit and everything in relation to the other when you swap the arms around. What they did with the newest, the Mark IV set, is all of the keyed parts, all the pegs and the like convex and concave parts, they're all the same. So they're not even like hiding the fact that the minis are interchangeable amongst each other, like the arms are interchangeable amongst each other. It's just that's just what they are. So you don't even have to trim off part of the shoulder. You just put them on. Just swap the arms on the minis, which is huge. And I wish more people would know that, or they would show it in the instructions. Yeah, copper is a really nice dry brush over that bronze. Yeah. Not set up for airbrush at the moment, holding off on vehicles, building up the confidence. Okay, so with no airbrush, in my opinion, the way to go is mini thin coats and paint in one direction. So a large flat brush, a thin coat of like blue, and you're gonna paint this way, right? This way, back and forth. Okay, you're going back and forth. Okay, the next coat, you're gonna paint perpendicular to that. All right, very thin. Again, thin coats are what's key. But yeah, mini is also relative. That's true. Yep. It is relative. Like you go until you know you're not seeing the brush stroke patterns and right. Like it's every color is going to be different. How you paint's going to be different. How thin your paint is going to change that. Like all of that is relevant to the discussion. Yep. And again, thin coats. Don't pile your color on. And don't play Imperial Fists. You'll be miserable trying to paint vehicles. Okay. Got more on that. So what's next? We said lights and computer panel things. 1, 2, a couple gauges there. Yeah, just those. This one doesn't have any. I don't know how this thing drives. How someone controls it, but it's there. So let's do some of this. So we'll just start with try it this way. Friends don't let friends play loyalist armies. Yeah. Hey, speaking of loyalist armies, we are doing the I have the Project Legion going on. So if you are a fan of a particular Space Marine Legion and would like to represent them and see that mini painted, I do have a Discord channel for this in the server, but you can sponsor one of the 18 legions, and I will paint a mini for that legion. Your name goes on the base, and it's forever represented by you, repped by you. And we have 7 legions represented so far. I'm just painting a tactical marine for the legion, and we're messing around with painting the color schemes and seeing how the color schemes work, or what's difficult, what's easy, and all of that. So my only requirement to get the to sponsor your legion, you pick a legion, but it's just a $5 donation. That's all, and that's essentially just helping cover the cost of the tactical squad box set, the 20 Marine box set. So $5, you pick a legion. It hasn't been picked yet, and we go for it. Chaos factions like Dark Angels are the best. Yeah. Yeah, and there are 7 legions represented so far, so there are still quite a few available. You can check it out. I have the updated list on Discord. If you also really want me to paint a squad of minis, the legion of your choice, I will happily do so. You can sponsor a squad, and the thing about sponsoring a squad, I have the numbers out for a particular squad. If you want to donate for a squad to be painted, you choose the legion. I paint a squad for that legion, with the particular type of squad you want, and I'll kind of do a tutorial and a guide on how to paint it, and then we do. Hold on, let me get a good green color. What green do I want? I'll do this. I'll do this bright green. No, something a little more. We'll just do green. If I get like a couple squads, particular Legion painted, people want to sponsor something, they want to watch me paint it, or they want, good way to get some like personalized advice, I guess, on painting a particular type of Legion with like batch painting and stuff. But if I get a couple squads for it, I can start allying them in or making their own force and playing games with them on stream. So they can make more of an appearance. Somebody already sponsored a Raven Guard squad, so I'm going to be painting a Raven Guard squad. I have the minis. I haven't picked them up, so I'll be painting that. Eventually, soon, along with the 7 Marines, or the other represented legions of just the individuals. For a minute. While those are going, I can get out some gray. Yeah, the best loyalist legion of 1,000 Suns. I'm currently reading Lost in the Damned, which is a Siege of Terra novel. And there was a part that stuck out to me. And it's Rogel Dorn and Sanguinius and Khan and Malkador. And they're in a room talking about what's happening. Like, the orbital bombardment's going on Terra. And they're basically just talking about, like, what are our options? What do we have we're working with and everything. And they're going through basically like, okay, there's 3 of us. We have 3 Primarchs here on this planet. And who do they have? And they're going through all the Primarchs. And they're going through all the traitor Primarchs. Like, okay, so they have, like, Mortarion might be held up by Gilliman. Last we saw him, like, the Khan beat the tar out of him on Prospero. And he's like, I don't know if he's here yet. He might be struggling. They're like, okay, so he's not a sure thing. All right, we got Horus, obviously. They're like, what about Alfarius? And like, Rogel Dorn won't tell people that he killed Alfarius for some reason, so that's, whatever. And then, like, all right, well, Fulgrim might be here. We think we saw his ships. Like, Angron's riding on his ship in the Void. Like, he's being an absolute madman. And, like, Perturabo's obviously here. And they're like, okay, so they're like, what about Magnus? And Sanguinius is like, he's like, we don't know about Magnus. We don't know what his intentions are. And Malkador just chimes in. He's like, he's coming. He's on Horus' side. He's here. And Sanguinius like, how could you know that? And he's like, oh, I know. And he's like, well, are you sure he's like going to fight with Horus? And he's like, yep. He's like, he hates the Emperor. And Sanguinius just like, well, he seemed like someone that, wasn't too sure like what he was going to do or whatever. And it basically leads to a discussion where Malkador and Rogel Dorn, who know the story of like the Golden Throne and like what it was, they explain what happened with the 1,000 Suns, about how Magnus tried to warn the Emperor. He saw Horus's betrayal. He tried to warn the Emperor, and then like Russ went out, and they're all like, "God, Russ, seriously? Like, why'd they send Russ? Like, that guy's the worst." And yeah, and Sanguinius is all mad about it, and he's like, that seems like the Emperor made a ton of bad choices leading up to that. Yeah, and then like, why did he send Russ? Like, that was a stupid idea. And Malkador is just like, now. We can't blame the Emperor, he was making the best choice to do with what he, with the information he had. And it's like, come on. It's like Magnus tried to be the most loyal son, and you're just like, kill him. Or sorry, Russ, go take him prisoner. Yeah, it's also a whole thing like, Magnus is like, Horus is betraying you, and the Emperor's like, he's like, no, he's like, you're in trouble. He's like, I'm gonna send Russ after you. Let me tell Horus to send Russ after you. Yep. It's also crazy hearing Rogel Dorn be all mad that he imprisoned his librarians. And he's like, if I would have known this was going on, he's like, I never would have done that. He's like, that was a dumb decision. He's like, Nikeah was a mistake. I was like, all right, Dorn. Yeah, it was Horus, but still, like, what? It's so dumb because the Emperor decides not to communicate with anybody. Then he's like mad when everything falls apart. You know, it's like Constantine Valdor went with him. Like the dude Valdor went with him. And I imagine Valdor would have some idea of like why it's happening, and maybe heard Magnus's words about Horus's betrayal, right? And then when Russ, you know, he goes out on his mission, and not only does the Emperor not tell him like, hey, you know, bring Magnus back, there might be some issues, like don't trust anybody, these are my orders. He just says go and do this, and then Horus is just like, nope, change it. And then Valdor is like, okay, I guess we need to go kill Thousand Suns. Like, the sequence of events doesn't make sense. Because, like, someone along the line has to be like, well, you know, you back to assemble minis painting, son?
Cut you for a while.
Alright.
Then maybe paint some minis and assemble minis in a while.
Well, they're ready to go if you want to glue them. The only Primarch worse than Dorn is Johnson. I haven't minded Rogel Dorn from what I've been reading. He's cool. I can't stand Lionel Johnson, though. Yeah, he's a butt.
Who's Johnson?
He's the Dark Angels Primarch.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's get a brighter red for these cables. You know, let me do a green here first. Yeah, it's a fun read, but it's also that conversation was funny because they're just all annoyed with Russ, like completely. Like they're just over the dude. And that's fun to read. Okay. Brighter red here. We'll decide if that's bright enough for these cables. And I want to do a lot more like rust kind of things on these, so go through and do that next. The rust I'm going to do, though, I'm going to mix some brown and red washes, I think. I thin them out and just kind of drag them down from their points there. We'll do that in a little bit. I am going to go one brighter on the red though. We'll go to this red oxide, will be our next color. This up. But until then, next to green. I do like this though. It looks cool. There's a heretic fish in chat. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. What's up, John Lockridge? How you doing? That's better. Yeah. Slightly brighter. Okay. This piece. Cables. All right, and then let's do more green. We'll start on our rust, the extra rust. Good. Eat some lunch. Nice. Nice. Sounds good. Painting son, did you eat lunch?
Yeah.
What'd you eat? Oh, I had some chicken nuggets. Nice. It's a good Costco chicken nuggets too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And then Mom made some chips, some homemade tortilla chips, and she oversalted it. Like,
It's good though, right? That's what you want.
no, she like dumped a bunch of salt. Like, look at like one of the smallest ones that had the most, and like the least amount of salt on one is like more than she did like last time.
Oh, okay.
On like one chip, so quite salty, so I rather walk it off on my chicken nuggets and
Okay. Never thought I'd ever hear that complaint.
Took a bite of one of the saltier ones, and the new popcorn is really
New popcorn?
yeah, we got
Oh, cool. Okay. Okay.
really good.
Yeah? Oh, good.
Also a lot healthier.
Good.
And per bag has 1 gram of protein.
A whole gram of protein.
A whole gram.
A whole gram.
They call your little protein shakes and they only have 1 gram.
My protein shakes only have 1 gram?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they have way more than that. Yes, they do.
Look at the ingredients of them. they have like 1 gram protein.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
It's way more. Go read them again. You're trolling me.
And again, here in a little while.
Okay, good. Good.
Here, I'll go get one and show you.
Okay, go grab a protein shake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
The one with the little cow in the front? Yeah, I'll go get it.
Yep. It's either up to something or he's about to get wrecked. So I just took some flesh wash, acryl. With a strong tone from Army Painter. Oh snap!
There's 30 times as much as I said.
Yeah.
That means there's 30 grams.
Yeah, I would not be drinking something called a protein shake if it had 1 gram of protein in it. It's the audacity for me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yep. We planned ahead with this. We already put a lot of rust effects on here just because of how we did our base coat in burnt sienna. Helped us lay that foundation.
I don't know if I can get a snack real quick.
Okay, eat it upstairs though, okay? Some actual like rust effects would be really nice. Maybe that's something worth looking at. You're looking for the local store. I'll be up at the store tonight. One suit done. Nice, nice. Nice. Bring me a Reese cup. Bring me a Reese cup.
You want one?
One later. Thank you though. One suit. What suits are you painting? Starship Troopers tabletop game before it went defunct. Yeah, I would love a Starship Troopers tabletop game. I absolutely love Starship Troopers as like a setting. Oh, XC26. Okay, okay. It's your kill team, Tau. Nice. Just get this rust in all these nooks and crannies on these minis. You guys think these should make an appearance in the game tomorrow?
That would be fun.
I'll make sure they find a place. I thought I was in for some pain. They went together really smooth. That's good. That's good. I think as far as newer GW minis I have assembled, it seems like they've improved quite a bit over the last like year or two. There was a while where just assembling GW's minis was just annoying. At best annoying. And yeah. Recently they haven't been nearly as bad, so that's good. Okay. Got random rust bits all over. Rust dripping down from stuff. Right. Let's do one more little bit here. Right. Oh, shit. Casually drop a pot of paint. It's alright.
Okay.
Huh?
You okay?
Oh, yeah, no, fine.
Anything spilled?
Nope. Paint bottle landed in my wet palette, but it's all good.
In it or on it? Just on
In it.
Oh.
It's fine. Just hit some of that wash that I'm out of. So, missiles, heavy flame, multi-melta, scream salamander. Do you have a land speeder? Yeah, that's really cool. How tough was that to build? I think I've heard good things about it. Push fit. Yeah, yeah. Lovely build. The flight stand is fragile. That's too bad. Yeah, because it's like on a rock, right? It's not like an actual flight stand. It's like it's just kind of like glued into the. I have 2 lights to paint. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's use you. Get these going. You gonna build some minis, painting son?
Yeah, 5 minutes. I'm looking at like color schemes for my mangoes in the back of the box.
Oh, good call, good call. Some dark umber, I think is what this is. I think if I were to get a 40k set for 11th, I would get the new starter set that comes with the terrain, like the actual terrain set in it. I think we were talking about how that is the good deal, and yeah, I'm just in a terrain mood apparently. I just want good terrain for my boards. So, what's a good ranged weapon for Cataphracti? Combi bolters are really good, Sir Strumming Fish. Yeah, and I think a lot of Cataphracti are Vanguard and Horus Heresy, if I remember correctly. So yeah, being able to kill stuff at range is much more important. Although there's the rumor that there's a big errata FAQ coming out in the next couple weeks that is going to be changing kind of how Vanguard and Line work. That might make Vanguard a little easier to trigger. But yeah, I do like the combi bolters in general. I thought it'd be fun. It's too bad they didn't come out with a combi bolter in that combi weapon set. But combi bolters for power weapons would be really nice, because I want to make a veteran tactical squad with just combi bolters. I think would be really cool. Combi bolters and claws. Oh, okay. I think the Volkite chargers are good too as just a standard weapon, but they're nowhere near as good as the combi bolter. They come with Volkite chargers, don't they? It's not even the Calvers or anything. This one, where is it here? Yeah, they come with Volkite. I don't know why you would take a Volkite charger. 15-inch range. It's less range. Half the shots. It's got Deflagrate, but being an assault weapon doesn't matter. Yeah, that looks cool though. The Volkite chargers definitely look cool. I have I made a Mark IV Command Mini, and it has he has a Volkite Volkite Serpenta is what it is, and Volkite Serpenta and a Powerball. I really like that mini. Tomorrow, the game tomorrow that we're playing, it should be a lot of fun. It's yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild, honestly.
What are you playing?
I'm playing my Thousand Suns, and it's gonna be just like a crazy melee brawl.
In the Zone Mortalis?
It's not Zone Mortalis, no.
Oh. But that's what you were making the terrain for.
I mean, I haven't painted the Zone Mortalis terrain yet. I painted all that Prospero terrain. But I've gone insane melee army, and I'm really excited for it.
Okay.
And it's Primarchs.
How many Primarchs do you have?
Well, it's Magnus leading my Thousand Suns. And Zen's going to have Conrad Curves. So we're going to do a Primarch fight.
Let's see who's the real.
Yeah, who's the better Primarch. Curse fight's dirty though, so I gotta watch for that. Okay. I'm gonna start there. So what I want to do now, get some steel out. Get a smaller brush. Yeah, this will be my first time playing a Primarch in 3rd edition, though.
Really?
Yep. I've not played a game with a Primarch yet.
Did 3rd edition come out last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a year ago, a couple days ago. Do a little more silver here. Then we grab I mean, putting a yellow headlight on there just doesn't seem appropriate. I feel like it needs to be red. There's a bottle of paint on the inside of my airbrush booth over there. There's 2 bottles of paint sitting there. Can you hand those both to me?
This one?
Yeah, the other one is the one I'm really looking for. That one, yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to start assembling some of my minis.
Sweet. Please remember to close the cap on the plastic cement. Oops, because you did not do that last night. We're about to go all Karate Kid with the plastic cap on the plastic cement. I don't think you want that.
I do not.
Thanks, Tuvon. I appreciate it. A little bit of a glaze. This paint. Did you hear about your soccer league?
No.
They sent a message. So your league is combined with several other leagues.
Oh.
So we're going to be traveling around for games, and there'll be some games at the park where you practice. But basically, there's a U10 boys and a U10 girls team.
Oh.
So you're going to be on the U10 boys team, competing against other boys in U10 from around the city, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like a situation like baseball?
Hope
Or
not.
like going around?
Yeah, it'll be a little like that. Yeah, some of your games will be like home games at your park where you normally are, and then some will be in other places.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the idea.
Okay.
There were like 4 or 5 different towns that were involved in this.
Whoa, can I see them?
So hold on, yeah, don't read them out loud, but
Yeah.
yeah, 4 other towns. There, and there.
Oh, none that I expected.
Yeah. That's cool. Even U8 and U6 might play games against another town, which is cool.
It's really weird.
Did Mommy not get that message?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Never told me.
Okay, okay.
I believe, every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, Zen, what's going on, man? Thank you for the resub. 63 months. It's insane. How many years is that?
There's no long. No, not 50. No, wait, 63 months.
63 months. Well, don't give him the answer, Zen. Jeez, man. Sorry, I was talking to the painting son there originally, but here you go. A little over 5 years.
Okay.
Dude spoiled it. That is funny though. Alright, well, we got little tractor dudes. Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Still know how to make horse heresy list on my own. I'll get there one day. Yeah. Right. That's why we're playing so much heresy, so you can learn how to make a list. I think aside from finishing the little headlights on these guys, I think they're about done. Do you think they're cool? What do you think?
I like them.
Like them?
You know what would be cool?
What?
Little bullet marks in them.
They're civilian vehicles. How many random cars you have driving around that have bullet marks in them?
0, but during a war, maybe. During a galaxy-wide war.
Well, maybe they're not at war where these vehicles are. You're not totally wrong.
The entire galaxy is at war during the heresy.
There's a million planets. Not every single one is being shot at by random people. No, it's fair though. Bullet holes would be appropriate. I'm surprised there are only a few skulls on each of these. They're just pictures of skulls. This only has 3. Yard mown. Oh, nice. Billion planets and a trillion souls. Wait, there's 10 people per planet? Or no, 1,000 people, sorry.
Instead of Necromunda having 1 trillion people, that's just one planet.
Just like 10 people.
Yeah, just 10 people.
Yeah.
It's more like a Google. It's more like a billion planets and a Google souls.
That'd be a lot.
That's.
Be a lot of people.
Well, they're somewhere close to a Google, right?
No, not even close. I don't know what else to add. Yeah, you're missing a Centurion. You originally had a Terminator armored Centurion, and you took him out on that 3rd list. Also, I'm just gonna tell you, Zen, I'm going full like melee build almost, and I have almost no anti-tank. So I'm just gonna run forward and smash things is my goal here.
And lightly punch tanks.
Yeah, no, lightly, gently caress the tanks.
Just to do
Then they explode violently.
Boom!
Yeah. It's like a Simpsons bit. Like random things just fall over and then they just explode. Like bicycles and stuff. Just catch fire.
Boom! Sounds like something that would happen in The Simpsons.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Very appropriate. Too.
Okay, if you don't have another you can run, we can figure something out.
Do you even have any ranged weaponry besides sidearms?
In my list?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. Just not as much as I usually take. I don't have any actual tanks. So. Which is unusual. I like fielding tanks because they're normally pretty cheap and they have a lot of firepower. And tanks are really good at blowing up other tanks, so.
Except for anti-aircraft tanks.
Yeah, they're not quite as good at blowing up other tanks.
I could hardly even scratch that at Thanksgiving. Hardly even scratch.
Oh, we're using the Sicarans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did blow up the guy's siphon though.
That was funny.
First turn.
And then you blew up he had a knight, right?
I think I did blow it up.
Yeah.
I don't remember though. He didn't bring a lot.
He didn't. He has a lot more. He is always posting stuff he's painting.
Huh.
So you gotta be ready for Thanksgiving this year. Yeah. I'll try to plan it. Try to make sure it's all happening. I'll bring my Prospero board of terrain and we'll play Thanksgiving on Prospero.
Prospero maintenance tanks.
That's just fine with tanks, yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole planet.
Oh. I'm close down with these mantas.
You are.
This tiny
You seriously are. You got
See?
3 more and then Dan and Grogu after that.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
This small little drawer top desk. I'm calling it a desk.
Yeah.
It's just up and so just like.
I know. I need to get you something to hold your minis.
Yeah. If a cardboard boxes, put bubble wrap in there and then put some minis in there. But
Maybe not something to be poor, just something to like keep them in place while you're painting them, right? So we can just
Yeah.
move them easier across the room or whatever. Because yeah, they are definitely like they're like taking over.
won't have any room after this if we just like keep them here.
Yeah.
Especially like all the like extra pieces I accidentally cut out.
Yeah, we'll get you a bag for your extra pieces too. How about that?
Sounds good.
And Mommy's a sprue clipper, so maybe one day she'll clip the pieces off the sprues for you and put them in their own baggie.
Yay!
All right.
Look at me!
I like it. And whips. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, looking good.
Ooh.
His display. It's these all your painted minis, right? And terrain there. He's got the containers and the old.
I like the containers. A lot.
Yeah, the shipping containers. I got STLs for shipping containers. I might print a bunch. The
Are those
tier
tier
names?
names?
Yeah, that's from the 10th edition starter. Good stuff, man. Got 3,000 points. Okay. Hey, the terrain looks nice. We were talking about painting terrain earlier. And my technique, how I got 3 big sets of terrain painted in a weekend. Using a YouTube guide from GMG, or Guerrilla Miniature Gaming. But we were talking about it on Sunday night, and then it kind of just, conversation just kept going. Hunter Killer Missile Tactical Squad. Yeah, Hunter Killers are really good though, and I have Terminators, so they're multi-damage, right? Yeah. I never field Hunter Killer Missiles because I never want to put them on my tanks. And I know if I'm going to put Hunter Killers on my tanks, I'm going to magnetize the missiles because then I can fire them and like pull them off, you know, and like that'd be cool. But I'm not going through that effort, so I just don't even bother to field Hunter Killers. But they are almost always a good choice if you're talking like what's the best or what's the strongest. Like Hunter Killers are a really good option for most things. Yeah, rhinos especially, because rhinos aren't usually a big target at the start of the game. Unless your opponent is struggling to like really kill something and they just need like an easier kill, then they'll go after the rhinos. But yeah, otherwise your rhinos can kind of just sneak around. They kind of get away with whatever they want. Yeah. So I kind of mirrored you a little bit, Zen. I'm running Magnus and Ahriman. And yeah, my list is just melee nonsense. Just a whole bunch of melee. It's basically my list.
Yeah,
Gambit gets a free. Yeah, he gets the free attack. Yeah, which is nice. What's that painting, Zen?
Just all melee.
Almost.
Besides, like, do you have like tactical marine squad?
I don't think I took a tactical squad. I just have despoilers and assault squads. So 2 high commands. Kurz is not a high command. Kurz is a warlord, yeah.
When I go upstairs here, and
Also, what's up, Ghost Hawks?
after I put on all the legs,
Uh-huh.
after dinner tonight, me and Mom are gonna make poffergies. There's the
Pofferties?
poffergies.
Poffergies. What's
like
up?
like from my Bluey cookbook.
Oh, okay.
Those that Mom couldn't eat, but now she can.
Oh, alright. I'll have to look these up. I'm curious.
They look really good.
Are they like a dessert?
Yeah. All they have is like one egg, and we can substitute the milk and vanilla extract.
Nice.
I don't know if we have powdered sugar, but
I think we should. Okay, putting more of that wash on this, just trying to make that interesting.
it's not pofferdies. It has a J.
Yeah, guys, it has a J.
And it's not an AW.
These guys are ridiculous.
It's not an AW. It's like twice as short as that.
Can't even listen,
Zen.
can they? Zen and Crucial Blue.
It's P O F E R J S. Pofferdies.
It should be AW like paw because they're dogs, right?
Well.
Poffergies, right?
That makes sense. But yeah.
Fair, but no, you're all wrong. Get it right, Poffergies.
Let's see if someone can actually spell it correct.
I don't know how to spell it, so if there's an
I just
Australian
said it.
in chat, they might know them.
Yeah.
They might know what they are. Space Wolf Scouts is Paw Patrol. Yep, that's right. That's right. Writing a letter to my senator about this. The grave injustice needs corrected. Yeah.
Come on, guys, just get it right. Have you guys ever watched Bluey?
Yeah, come on, guys. Haven't you watched Bluey, Zen? I know you watch a lot of TV. You have time to watch Bluey.
8-minute episodes.
Yeah, it's small episodes.
There's 8-minute episodes. That's all. You're probably outdated, but
Yep.
and you're probably like way too old for them. But like, I don't know.
I have I knew a guy I used to game with a lot at the local store, and he had a daughter who was in grade school, and I don't know why we were on this conversation. I don't think I initiated this conversation at all, but he had mentioned that he watches My Little Pony with his daughter, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's totally normal, well-adjusted man, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, of course, like, you watch shows with your kids, you know. And he's like, yeah, you know, and the show's actually, it's like, it's a pretty good show. He's like, there's a lot of lore in that show. And he just goes on and starts telling me the lore of My Little Pony. And I was like, okay, man, like, I'm glad you enjoy this show with your daughter. Like, that's for you. Like, that's not my show, and I'm happy I have a son, so I don't have to do this at all. The 6th Legion is Paw Patrol is canon now. It's just like, oh, yeah. Surprise, there is no daughter? Yeah, yep. He just went on and on, yeah. It's getting into the lore, like really getting into the lore of My Little Pony. Alright, I'm going to call these little guys done. Little adorable construction equipment here.
They're really good. I like the rusted out computers, kind of.
They're pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks well used, right?
Yeah. I like the little black like dust kind of effects.
Mm-hmm.
They even have a feel to them.
Oh yeah. I don't know either.
Didn't
So
you just do this rust with paint? It looks like you used weathering powder, but it's just paint.
I could put some powder on them, but no, that was paint. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And then yeah, thank you. I'm just gonna varnish these guys, and then No model number. The model number is on the Mini. This is 4i2 or 4e2. I don't know. It looks kind of like a couple letters in one. No, it's 4t2. 4t2. There you go. 42. That's funny. And this is TL for some reason. Maybe that's the brand name. One of my friends doesn't let her kid watch Bluey because she doesn't think it sets a realistic expectation of parenting. That's hilarious. You know, I understand that because like kids will they'll just knock out like like 15 episodes of Bluey at once.
Yeah.
And all right, Zen, have a good one, dude. And
Bye, Zen.
you watch that, and every single episode, it's like the kids come up with a crazy game, and their parents play it with them, and are like all in. That's hard to do as a parent. But the thing you have to keep in mind is that those are 6, 7, 8-minute episodes. Those aren't like all day, you know. Like those parents in that show, they work for a living, right? Isn't the dad an archaeologist?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's an archaeologist, he's like he's an archaeologist, and whenever companies want to dig new ground, he goes and he looks for bones and fossils in the ground.
What?
Yep, he sniffs them out because he's a dog. He looks for bones to make sure there's no like, you know, archaeological artifacts in the ground before they dig. Unrealistic, the 4 kids too, at different age ranges. Yeah, it's different, you know. Like 2 kids, right? Like a 5-minute game, like that's something. It's not like I don't know about not watching the show because I don't know about the not setting realistic expectations. I don't know. If anything, as a parent, it's something to aspire to be able to do that. And I don't think my son ever expects me, at least at this point in his life, expects me to completely act like Bluey's parents. Yeah, just like non-stop craziness. Well, there we go. We got little truck things. So this is cool little terrain here. Raise your expectations. Did you hear him snort when I said that? Yeah. Tomorrow, Zen and I are gaming. Like I said, Primarch battle. We're gonna get this going. It'll be good. All right. Now I'll post lists here in just a minute. In the War Room list channel. So if you guys want to check out what we're bringing, it's Primarch v Primarch. It's the first time I have used a Primarch in 3rd edition. Same with Zen, because I know how many games he's played in 3rd edition, and he has not used a Primarch. So that's what we're doing tomorrow, about 11 a.m. Eastern. So we'll be on. Come and check it out, guys. Should be fun. We're trying new things with the cameras, the action cams, and you know, all that stuff. So it'll be good. Yeah, absolutely. Tanks as always. Yep. But you guys have a great evening, a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.
Yep, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.